Welcome to Star Wars Newsnet Live. I am one of your hosts, Paul Herman, and I'm joined by the bearded wonder himself, Mr. Ryan Miller.
What's going on, everybody? What's up?
Doing well, man. Doing well. I'm sorry for everyone out there. I've been super busy moving. If you guys have seen, I've got nothing behind me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which is a bummer. But I'm moving somewhere with lots of space to put my Star Wars stuff on top of the comic books that I have, my other passions of life, of comic books and Star Wars and whatnot. So I'm very excited. But again, thank you for all being patient. Hopefully things will get more routine with me showing up here with me and Brian, the bearded wonder himself, whatever. I'm excited. There's so much to talk about that I have been gone that we can't even scratch the surface, really, to be honest. We can't. There's just too much. So we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna talk about Mandalorian pretty much. And before I can go any further, happy May the 4th, everybody. I mean, what the heck?
Happy May the 4th, everybody.
Yes. So in the comments, one thing I did today on Twitter, and Brian, I'm curious what you've done.
Yeah.
What is your favorite May the 4th holiday? Like, everyone has their own traditions now, and a lot of people have adopted it finally. It felt like it took a while to get going, but people have finally gotten into May the 4th as celebration, right, of Star Wars. But what is one of the more funner things you've done on May the 4th? And then people in the comments who are watching live, thank you very much. But really, I want you all to tell me what your favorite thing to do on May the 4th is. I'll tell you my stuff in a second, but I want you all to go ahead and please also hit the like button, comment, but go in the live chat. Tell me what you guys all doing. Brian, what's your favorite thing to do or have done on May the 4th?
Just to check out the new stuff that they released, man. Like, this year they released Vision Season 2. And they got Young Jedi Knight Adventures on there now, the High Republic stuff. It's on there. So, I like checking that stuff out. Like today at work, I work at City Hall now. And so everybody wore Star Wars shirts. I was pretty excited. Everybody in my department wore Star Wars shirts. And so, it was a lot of fun. So good holiday.
It is a good holiday. It is good. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So Tyler, tell me here, did they appreciate it, or were they kind of like, that's cool, I guess? Or they kind of like, I mean, kids are weird, man. Like it's so weird how they will, 1 minute they're like, this is kind of cool. Then it's like, that's like, so like last week, I mean, so I'm curious, did they like it? Tell me if they liked it or not. Well, Andrew, of course you watch Star Wars all day, but what did you like? What did you watch specifically? Let's see here.
I've got the despecialized edition also. I've got it on Blu-ray. I've got it, and it's awesome. Yeah. It is really, really good. It's cool.
Man, people are ready to hate on the regular editions, as I like to call them, the regular editions. Listen to me. I love the original versions. I love the special editions. I'm not hard to please with Star Wars. For me, I said this on Twitter. For those who don't follow me on Twitter, at Herman22 with 2 N's, aka P Thug. I talked about one of my favorite memories is when there's one with my daughter that I don't want to get into. It's a whole thing. It's a great thing, but that's my favorite May the 4th memory. But my second one that's actually more basic would be my buddy Tim and I on the Saga Continues podcast. We just were hanging out. We went and watched the Battle for Endor Ewok film together over Skype, which I love that movie. Legitimately love that movie. This is before Disney Plus even had it. I'm not sure if Disney Plus even existed at this point, but we watched that and I think some Droids episodes afterwards, and we had a blast. So yeah, that's one of my favorite memories. Just talking about or just watching a really deep cuts. That's the thing I like about May the 4th. I always try to go with deep cuts, like watch Yoda arc maybe on Clone Wars one year and some other stuff, like just stuff like that, like get to the really deep nitty gritty with Star Wars. Obviously watch a movie.
Mortis episodes.
I love the Mortis episodes, dude. Like I want more Mortis episodes, to be honest.
Yeah,
I do. Like oh sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry
What'd you do?
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, Mortis arc, all that stuff is fantastic. It's great. I love it. Hold Aw,
They want to take pictures with you today. Nice.
that's really cute. I like
You
that.
you
That's
did play the
awesome.
Cantina band, right? In between the in between classes? Yes.
Oh, did you,
Got it.
Tyler?
Or
What's
during lunch. That's what you should have done. Played the Cantina band over the
oh,
PA while everybody was eating lunch.
okay. So it looks like we've got Visions. I watched before I jumped on. I was running a little bit late because we were watching one of the episodes of Visions season 2 with my daughter, and she loved it. And when we told her she had to go to bed, she flipped. So it was not good. So anyway, happy May the 4th, everybody. Super appreciate you all showing up. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, yada yada yada, all that mumbo jumbo. Really quick before we move to the main subjects. Brian, we have a giveaway today. The head person of the Star Wars Newsnet wanted to do some giveaways today. So why don't you show people? We'll be giving 2 things away of this. Show us what they will be
2 things of this. Okay.
winning today.
So he wanted me to find a picture of this, and I just happened. Oh, yeah, I think yeah. There you go. I just happen to have my copy sitting right here. A couple copies of Star Wars Timelines. This is an awesome book, guys. This is I've been looking through it. I haven't even scratched the surface of it yet. I'm really big on canon and keeping canon in chronological order and keeping track of what goes where. And so this is a great tool. There's so much stuff in here. The entire timeline, births, deaths. It's broken down by time periods, by eras. I mean, there's even some stuff in there. The birth of the Jedi. There's a little bit in here about that. Not a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
There's an entire 2-page spread for the Chiss in here. It's pretty cool. So definitely worth picking up for any Star Wars fan. I'm not usually big on reference material, but I think this is essential to any Star Wars fan that's looking at anything outside of the movies.
That's awesome. So, and you know what, people, if you want a copy of this and a chance to win, what you have to do is you have to make sure you stay the whole time with us right now. Or when you jump on, you can't just jump on and leave. We're not going to do this to the very end. And you have to leave a comment in the live chat, not the comments, but the live chat. So if you give us material to talk about in the live chat, it enters you in. So me and Brian will both pick one person. So get in there, comment, talk to us, get a good conversation going. Let's go. So anyway, yes, yes, we will read that book. So anyway, we had a small video game that came out last week.
Little indie project. Yeah. Little indie project.
The classic indie project comment. My question is this. What are your initial takes on Jedi Survivor here?
So I'm digging the crap out of it so far. I'm like 6 hours in. I haven't been able to sit down and just dedicate a whole day to it yet, like I'm going to this weekend. But I so far from what I've played, there's been this game's chock full of spoilers. I'm 6 hours in and there's already spoilers galore.
Don't spoil it. Do not spoil it.
Between characters showing up and things getting mentioned and stuff like that, it's like, holy crap, there's so much to this game. I think the best analogy that I've heard so far is, if for anybody who's played the Batman Arkham games, this is the Arkham City to Arkham Asylum. This is the larger scope sequel to what the original was. And they took everything that was good and perfect in Jedi Fallen Order and they made it better. And this one, and then they took what didn't work and they elaborated on it and tweaked it and actually made it good. So this game is just hitting on every level for me right now. If you're playing it on PC or attempting to, I apologize. But wow. But on my PS5, it's going well. So I'm really digging it.
So I have a PS5 as well, and people in the chat, let us know, are you playing this on I've heard a lot of complaints about the game in general right now because of that whole thing. But my question is yeah. My question is this: Are you guys? What's your thoughts on the game? What are you playing it on it? Yada yada yada. Again, and you comment in the live chat, we'll automatically put you in the running for the Timelines book. First of all, I love the first movie. I thought Jedi Fallen Order was a phenomenal game. I thought, and I listen, I'll be very clear. I do not know anything about gaming. I know nothing. Okay. I know nothing. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting about this about the game, the first one, it seemed like it came together pretty fast, right? It didn't seem like it was something that came together that had a lot of lead time. They kind of got it together and not rushed it, but it was put together a little quickly, right? And it felt like it was very straightforward, which I thought was a positive thing, right, to the game. I don't think it was a bad thing. And when I played it, I loved it. I thought they did a great job for the time they had for it. Now with Jedi Survivor, they had more time. It felt like, a lot more time to develop things.
And a lot of the groundwork was already laid.
Exactly. Yeah. They've already got everything already laid in there. And Brian, if you have any comments, if people are commenting, go ahead and throw them up while I'm talking here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what I thought was interesting, because I started replaying the game of Jedi Fallen Order right before the game came out. I was blown away that when I started playing this, first of all, how great it looked on the new systems. Oh my goodness. Coruscant was incredible.
They're pushing them to their limits on this one.
They really are.
They're good.
And I thought the beginning of showing all the cutscenes at the very beginning was really special and powerful and awesome. And then when you start playing the game, yeah, exactly. When you get to the actual gameplay, I'm blown away how great it is. And I'm only on like the first couple hours. I've barely scratched the surface on this, guys. And I'm blown away how much I'm loving it, right? And the other thing is I'm blown away, and it didn't really hit me until I started playing the planet you go to.
Yeah.
But does anyone, if it hit me in the live chat, people, if you agree with this, and Brian, I'm curious what you think of this too. I get a KOTOR vibe.
Oh,
with
yeah.
how you interact with people. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
People.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So no, you're onto something, because they really did add a little bit of that. I mean, a little bit more of that RPG flavor to it. And,
yes.
And so it's not necessarily an open world game. It's not necessarily open world, but it is more open than it was in the first one. The first one was very linear. There was a path you followed and obstacles. You just had to figure out how to get through the paths, basically, and through the obstacles. That's to the next story point. That's all it was. This one opens that lineup a little bit more. It widens the road so that you can swerve off this way and see what's over here, and go over here and see what there's. It's still a very linear game, but they've opened it a little bit more now to where there's more exploration. You know what I mean? So, but yes, it does have a lot more of that RPG flavor to it. It really does.
That I think that's what I was trying to figure out, because it's not just the RPG, like, how you interact with people, but it's that exploring aspect. Because I've been running around again. I'm not trying to spoil. I'm gonna try to leave spoilers out for people as I'm exploring this planet, and there's some pretty cool surprises in there. I was like, why does this seem so familiar to me? And like in a good way.
Dialogue choices. There's even dialogue choices.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yes. And so as I'm playing this, Brian, I'm like, wait, it just hit me. I'm like, wait a minute, this is like KOTOR.
Yeah.
Like, this is totally like KOTOR. It was a very but it felt very conscious of that game specifically. I mean, obviously, listen, I'm not a big gamer. I don't know everything close, but it definitely felt like they went to like, let's go to the well
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the turn-based combat like KOTOR did, but it does have that flavor.
Which I don't like. I don't like turn-based combat. Yeah. But I gotta say this. The one thing that you hit the nail on the head was that the first game is very linear.
Yes.
And this is not. Like, the freedom to explore has been a game changer, no pun intended, for me, honestly. So I think that hits nail on the head. People in the chat, do you agree with the KOTOR RPG vibe? Do you like that? Are you loving the first game? Again, if you want a chance to win those timeline books, hit us up in the live chat here, everyone. So I'm loving the game. I've only been hearing and reading amazing things about the game itself, and I love it, man. I love the customization.
Is wild.
It's nuts, man. It's
wild.
Nuts.
Have you seen Cal Cletus yet online? They've got Cal Cletus now with the mullet and like the Fu Manchu mustache, and he's wearing all red, white, and blue. BD's all red, white, and blue. His lightsaber's all red, white, and blue. And yeah, they got Cal Cletus out there now. He's in the wild. Watch out.
Cal Cletus.
Cal Cletus.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, people in the live chat, are you loving the game? Are you disappointed by it? Because I gotta tell you guys, all the review sites out there are saying it's 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's all high grades, it seems like. I have yet to see a negative review of this game.
Of the game itself, right.
Yeah. At least
on
for me.
Steam, it's got mostly negative just because of the port. But as far as the game itself, the story and the gameplay, it's all gold, man. It's so good. And what I'm worried about though is I'm wondering because there's talk of this being a trilogy of games, right? And which I think it needs to be. And the only thing is, like for me with trilogies, usually the first one's really good, the second one is amazing, and then the third one is not as good as the second, but a little bit better than the first one, So usually these franchises peak in the middle, and I'm afraid that's what this one's going to do because this game is so good. So good.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not the person to decide, hey, this is the authority. This is what it's like. This is what it's like on video games. It's not my bag, but I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying it. And if they just keep getting better, I gotta tell you guys too, I'm just gonna a little mini side tangent. This makes me want another Battlefront so damn bad. I want to do Battlefront. I love Battlefront games. My friends will tell you right now. I put so many hours in Battlefront 2. I put so many hours in Battlefront 2.
Same.
It's a great wow.
It is.
Johnny,
it so is. I'm 6 hours in and it is.
Johnny, listen.
Here we go.
The Rise of Skywalker. It's a great movie. You heard me. And there's no BS there. I rewatched it recently, actually, just for the record. It was great. I was rewatching it. I'm like, this is so good. I can't wait to argue with Brian about this one day.
I can't wait to argue with Brian. Oh boy. We still have the whole Rey Skywalker conversation to come up.
I know it's gonna get even more real, bro.
Yeah, bad
because of the recent events.
You're gonna be really lucky that this monitor's between us. You know what though? Because of the recent events, I am of the mindset they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, because the Rey movie either has to be episode 10 or Rey's not a Skywalker. You can't have a Skywalker centric movie and it not be an episode. So they have to choose one or the other.
We'll talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll talk. we got a lot to talk about. That's why I said, like, there is a lot to talk about.
There really is.
There's a lot to discuss. Okay, so thank you everyone who's left. I keep saying comments. Live chat again. If you want a chance to win the book, please leave a comment or put something in the live chat. How do I say comment live chat? Like
fragments. What? He's over here spitting out fragments.
Just go live chat. Go say stuff in the live chat. Talk to us, because that's what I want you to do anyway. Is go to the live chat. God dang it! So anyway, thank you for everyone who's joined us. Again, hit the like button, all that stuff.
We're gonna get into cool. This book is really cool, guys.
Yeah. We're gonna pick a person, me and Brian each. So suck up to one of us.
One of them. Oh boy.
All right. So again. It bums me out because I won't be able to get to Visions in a while, and because we have so much to talk about. But our boss, our head honcho, wanted to talk about Mandalorian specifically, which I don't think is a bad thing, because I don't know, like it's been a while since I've been a part of the conversation here with everybody, and I'm gonna throw it to the chat now. Again, for you guys who want a chance to look at the book, to get the book. We want you all to kind of start ranking the seasons of The Mandalorian, okay? And we're going to talk about kind of comparing and contrasting all three of them, because I do feel they're vastly different from each other, right, Brian?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a bad thing either, that all three are pretty different. Mm-hmm. And I'll get into that reason why. And I'm curious if you guys all have the same opinion of that, if you all love all three or don't like one or the other. I mean, let me know here in the chat, everyone, what you're thinking. But I got to tell you, I personally think that I think season 3 is really good. And if I'm going to rank all the seasons of The Mandalorian right now, everybody, and I want you all to rank it right now too. Get in the live chat, give me your rankings. And Brian, get ready.
I'm ready.
I'm sure you already. I already know.
I'm ready.
Before you even give me your rankings, I already know your rankings.
No, let me at it. Let's go.
Okay, for my rankings personally, I'm gonna go season 2 because I think season 2 is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I think season 2 is hands down up there with the original trilogy. Just saying. That's a big thing for me to say, but it captures the essence of what Star Wars is, and it also pushes Star Wars forward, which is hard to do. Which even George Lucas couldn't do that, in my opinion. Like, I love the prequels, but he pushed so much forward of the mythology that it didn't capture all of the essence and the heart that he caught in the original trilogy and or the other directors and writers did. But Mando season 2 captures all of that for me and also pushes what George likes to do going forward. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now that's season 2. Maybe this next one might be controversial, because even though I think season 2 is the greatest of all time, I'm going to go with season 3 as the next one. I love season 3. It's not as strong as season 2 because again, season 2 is the GOAT, but I think season 3 is really damn good. Really damn good. There's a couple parts where I'm like, but for the most part, like it's 100% Star Wars and I freaking love it. It just injected in my veins, man. And so obviously that leaves, season 1. Season 1's okay. I think season 1 is great. It's for me, season 3 is a better overall story and more interesting to me. But I love season 1 too. But I'd go 2, 3, 1 is my ranking. Now, oh God, Johnny, you just want to get on my nerves today, don't you? I don't know. I don't think Johnny's going to get the book. I'm just kidding, Johnny. I'm just kidding. Because honestly, again, if you're new to this live stream, Star Wars News Net Live is to welcome all opinions, as long as they're not being racist, homophobic, hatred, all that crap. I don't mind people not saying liking something, but give me a legitimate, creative reason why you don't like it. And we'll respect it and we'll discuss it. But before we go any further, I'm going to give Brian's rankings before I even go. 2, 1, and 3.
Man, it's like you know me. So yeah, dude, season 2 of Mando, like you said, is the GOAT. It is the absolute GOAT. And I never use that phrase at all. Season 2 gave us so much. Like you said, it pushed Star Wars forward. It gave us our first look at live action Ahsoka. It gave us our, it brought Luke Skywalker back into the fold. We got Luke Skywalker taking down Dark Troopers. That's the greatest thing ever in Star Wars. It's so great. It gave us so much, Bo-Katan coming into it and all the interactions with, Bo-Katan and Boba Fett and, and the whole Crate Dragon episode. It was just so cinematic, it's just, there was so much mystery surrounding, what's going on with Boba Fett. We got Cobb Vanth was introduced from the Aftermath novels. We got to watch him wearing Boba Fett's armor, riding Darth Vader's pod racer. Like, that is awesome. That is so great. So, season 2, like you said, it pushed the story forward. It really focused a lot on the mystery surrounding Grogu. And, it had a lot of us talking, who's the Jedi that's going to show up? It had the conversation going for weeks, for 2 months. Everybody was like, what's going to happen? And so we were all excited. I remember watching that finale, just screaming. I had to give my son to my wife to just hold him so that I wouldn't shake him up while I was jumping up and down. And so, yeah, season 2 is the absolute. It's going to be hard to top season 2 for me. Sorry, I was really excited.
No. All right, so keep going.
Season 1 is second on my list for ranking. I really liked it. It was a great introduction to the character. It was a great introduction to Baby Yoda at the time, not Grogu, but Baby Yoda.
Grogu
yeah, and so we got IG-11 in there. Quill was a really cool character. I really liked Quill quite a bit. But there was a lot of mystery in that season. We didn't really, it was our first introduction. We didn't know a whole lot of what was going on with the whole cloning thing. And those are cloners. Why do they have him? Is that a clone of Yoda? There was so much speculation going because this was new to us, and so it was a really, really great episode. It reintroduced the Darksaber, which, yes, thank you, God. Thank you, Dave Filoni, I should say, for the Darksaber. And it's just a really great season overall. And then last on my ranking is season 3.
No, I don't know.
That's all I have to say about that.
So you didn't like season 3?
I didn't really care for 3 a whole lot.
Interesting. You didn't hate it when last time we talked.
There were moments in season 3 that I really, really liked. The, you know, like I said, I think on last week's Rest in Peace Darksaber, that hurt way more than watching Tech die in Bad Batch.
It ain't dead. It ain't dead.
And so season 3 just, it kind of, I don't know, it fell a little flat for me. I thought it was going to be great because of all the Mandalorian stuff. I was excited about going back to Mandalore. You know, it was just, there was a few episodes in there that were just a little lackluster for me. And it was, you know, I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. And it really didn't set anything up for season 4. Not that I could be completely wrong. Maybe it did, and I just don't know. We don't know what season 4 is. But, you know, it feels like it didn't really set anything up for season 4 for me. It was really cool seeing all the Mandalorians. And one of the things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is you've got this budget that you can make these awesome costumes, and you go to Walmart and get Hasbro helmets for the kid Mandalorians. They literally went and got Hasbro helmets. So, you know, I don't know. Season 3, it felt, you know, I'm always a quality over quantity guy. I've always been quality over quantity, and I feel like season 3 didn't quite have the same quality the first 2 seasons did. That's just my opinion. I just don't think the quality was there. Apparently there's a morgue somewhere in the galaxy for droids. Like they literally open the door, pull the droid body out, and they're like pulling oil out of it with a syringe. And it's like,
we talked about that. That was fun. That was a fun episode.
It was something. It was Star Wars. So, but anyway, yeah, you know, season 3 just didn't really do it for me as much as seasons 1 and 2 did.
Johnny G, he's out of control. I love it.
Is he?
Johnny, you're out of control, but I love that about you.
That was cool. I mean, it was very Bionicle-ish. It really looked like one of the what were they called? The Rakshi from Bionicle. It really looked like one of those. And I thought that was a cool callback. I was a big Bionicle kid growing up. So when I saw
Andrew had to bring this up, a sore subject.
Oh yeah.
He had to bring this up. Sir, we're not going there, Andrew. I appreciate
those 2 episodes of Mando were better than the entire season 3 of the show.
You are so wrong.
No,
dude. Mine's Mandalore. Mine's Mandalore is incredible. The last 2 episodes of Mandalorian of season 3 are incredible.
No.
Like,
you can't beat Luke Skywalker training Grogu. You can't beat seeing Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker together.
You're right. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Listen,
you can't.
I'm not. He's talking about he's talking about Book of Boba Fett's episodes.
Yeah, the 2 Mando episodes. That was one of those.
Yeah,
episodes.
I'm sorry. Those aren't those. I would still take those season 3 episodes over that. Sorry.
No, false.
Yeah, I would.
False. What's it feel like to be so wrong? No, you're nuts.
Or so right. I'm so right. People in the chat, what do you think? yeah, Legos, exactly. Listen, here's the thing. With me, I think that season 3, it's not. They definitely were building, and to me, I think they're building something. I disagree. It was going somewhere. They're building up Mandalorians again, or Mandalore and Mandalorians again, to where they're going to be a special thing. And I've talked about in the show before, where it definitely feels that where they're going with the whole trajectory of Mandalore right now is that it's going to, while the First Order is like brewing and they do like this whole Heir to the Empire, that the Mandalorians are obviously going to be, you know,
a part of that.
Yeah. No, look, think about it. I don't mean to get too in the weeds here, but for those who have read the Thrawn trilogy, which I've only read it in comic format, and it's been a long time since I have, I'm going to tell you right now, the you know, if you remember correctly, that they get smugglers to help them defeat the Empire, right? Like the Republic hires Talon Card, whatever his name is, and that's where Mara Jade gets into, you know, all that, whatever, right? What I think might happen if they're going to do some kind of adaptation of Heir to the Empire, which is effing genius, by the way.
Oh yeah, bar none.
It definitely feels like the Mandalorians are going to be taking the place of those smugglers
very possible
in the story. And because of that reason, you're going to be getting, you know, that's how they're going to probably show that they're doing their own thing. And after they, because obviously the Heir of the Empire adaptation is going to take place well before the Force Awakens. So you have to kind of establish like what they've done and what they're doing and why they aren't fighting the First Order. There has to be a legitimate reason. I think that's what they're going to be having to build towards. And that's what I'm fascinated at. And I think that's what they're doing here with season 4. I don't think it's a thing of like, I think season 3 will be a byproduct of like pushing things forward with Bo-Katan and trying to get that, which I love Bo-Katan's character in the series or season. I thought it was great. I thought it was, I don't mind her being a co-lead. I never minded that because I liked her as a character. And I thought it was cool to see her and Din kind of play off each other. And I again, Minds of Mandalore, I think is my favorite episode of the series or of the season. Top 5 of the series, maybe. That episode's fantastic, and I love the last 2 episodes. And there's a lot more fun. It didn't seem like it went for the emotional jabs as much. Besides, obviously, the second and last episode. And I do think that maybe they made a mistake by separating the last 2 episodes. They should have made it 1 episode, in my opinion. So that's where I think it maybe went wrong the most. Where I think they went. And I think the same thing I said about Andor. I think Andor made a mistake by having it be like, let's release it every episode. It's like, it's already written in 3 parts or, in arcs. Just release it as one freaking movie. I'd rather just do that than like, I go back to the Andor season 3 or season 1, episode 3, where it's like, it's good. It's just a lot of talking. And then like, it just ends.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
What? And then the 4th episode's effort amazing.
It's the heist.
And
yeah. So
yeah, when you watch the 3rd and 4th together, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's like just release it as one movie. Anyway, I'm going on too much. So people in the chat, I want more of your rankings. So I know you want to Johnny G, man, he is Johnny. All right, dude, let's take that off. Let's take it.
He breaks me. I swear to God,
he does. What? Yeah, exactly. See, that's exactly what I thought, Andrew. I thought it definitely gave me a Game of Thrones vibe. Did you watch Game of Thrones at all?
I have. I read the books. I didn't watch the show because I didn't think it could live up to the books.
I read most of the books. I didn't read all the books, it definitely gave me Game of Thrones vibes. This season specifically, absolutely. But the one thing I would say it didn't do, which kind of sucked, is it got a little too. I would say I love the last episode a lot. I would say it's very convenient. It didn't have that pizzazz, that emotional like edge that we needed at the end of the season, which I thought both season 1 and 2, and if you go to the Game of Thrones comparison, it also had that as well, which I thought was lacking. So that's my, again, I don't think it's bad. I think it's fantastic still, but it didn't have that real hard emotional edge that I thought the other ones did. Yes, Bo is a cool character. In all seriousness, I think she's great. I thought Katie Sackhoff's been doing great.
Oh yeah.
No, for sure. And listen, Johnny, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think the fetch quest was a bad idea. It's different. That's the one thing. And that's the one thing I would say, Brian. I want to at least give it some credit. You may not have to like all of it, but I like the fact that every season is a little different. It's not just the same like rehash.
Right.
They have a different theme, and there's different, like the first season was the Grogu and that, getting that whole thing going. Yeah, the second season you have, you're kind of rediscovering Boba Fett and how armor and lineage and that whole thing kind of comes into play. And then season 3 is more about Mandalorians in general and building that. I like how it's everything is different. What's your take? And I was chat as well.
I was about to get really mad at the finale because when Din names Grogu as his apprentice, right? And she was like, you need the blessing of his parents. I was like, oh, well, we know what season 4 is going to be. Like, I really thought that's what it was I thought that's what they were going to do. Was season 4 was him tracking down the planet that Yoda's species comes from.
I wish they would.
But when he was like, then I'll adopt him. Then okay, well, that quest went out the window. So, it's. I was about to get really.
That was going to happen. That was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen
because it was going to be a repeat of what was it? The end of season 1, or it was season 2 when they were like, oh, you need to go find. Like Bo's like, you need to go find this Jedi, and then she's like, oh, you need to go here and do this, and then it's like, oh, sent to place, and I thought that it was just going to happen again. You need to go find his parents, and then they were going to be like, oh, well, you need to go find this, this, and this before we help you, and before you do that, you got to do this. I thought it was just going to be this vicious cycle, but They ended up not doing that. That picture though of Keller and Beck, that was a really cool highlight in this season, in season 3. That was one of those moments that, like I said, there were moments in season 3 that I really liked, and him popping up, saving Grogu from the temple from Order 66, that was a highlight for me.
Yeah, I think season 3 will be looked at better over time, in my opinion. But I think it's not. Andrew, I think you have a great point. It's safe. It's very safe. It was very safe the last episode. Whereas the second episode, even though you could say Luke Skywalker showing up is not as safe as well in some ways, but it's also very daring to do that. Which they obviously knocked that out of the park. So I think you're on to something here. I think it definitely. Here's what the thing with season 3. It definitely tried to do something different and try to push things forward, but it also tried to play it safe a little too much in this one, which I'm not sure if it's fair. I don't know. I don't know. But I think, let's go to season 1 and 2 and 3 and kind of talk. Let's pick some highlights of each one and compare like maybe the better episodes of each season and to each other. Maybe there's a commonality. Maybe there's not from all of us. So, people in the live chat, hit us up. What are your favorite episodes of season 1? Go. And then, Brian, give me your favorite, like just 2 episodes. Yeah, I'll do this. Give me your favorite 2 episodes of season 1. Go.
My favorite 2 episodes of season 1, the very first episode. And then, I'm
Really?
going to say, I really like the first episode a lot. Dude, he grabbed a guy with a grappling hook and pulled him into an iris door and just cut him in half. That was sick. That was so awesome. And then, it was the introduction to the character, and I got, puppet Quakey monkey lizards again. So that has a special place in my heart. I really liked it. And then, probably the finale, first and last.
Okay. People in the chat, please hit us up with your favorite 2 episodes of Mandalorian season 1. I'm going to say episode 2, The Child. That I think is just bona fide inject Star Wars into my effing veins. And I just love it. Like, honestly, I think that episode's incredible. My daughter has watched that episode so many times, and I almost have gotten tired of it. Almost. Almost. I love it that much. Guys, you have no idea. I've watched that episode a zillion times because of her. She loves the Mudhorn. That episode, and then I would say probably
was that the one with the Jawas?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good episode. The whole sandcrawler chase was awesome.
So fun. So much fun.
Dang it, I forgot about that one.
It's a great one.
I like that better than the first episode.
See, I knew.
I do like that one because it was so cartoon. Like he gets to the top of it finally, and he's like, "Oh, I made it!" And they're like, "Oh, teeny!"
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, it was good.
Well, so I would say, and this is maybe a little controversial, but I think the Suicide Squad episode where he gets he meets oh my God, I forgot his name.
Bill?
The comedian's character.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's character. Mayfield, yeah.
Everybody keeps calling him Mayfield. It's Mayfeld. So,
yeah. Mayfeld's character. I love that episode. I thought that was a great episode. It was different. Again, ironically,
I just like Bill Burr.
Yeah. Ironically, or funny enough, both episodes directed by my boy Rick Famuyiwa. Love him. Love Rick. Okay, people in the chat, let's see what we got. Don't disappoint me now. Season 1, we've got The Sin and the Prisoner. Okay.
Oh yeah. Good.
All right. Makes me.
Burr was a great character. I bet he's so excited to have an action figure of himself. I say that totally sarcastic.
I didn't get that. No, he loves it.
He loves it. Does he really? I didn't know that.
I think he does. I think he enjoys it now for sure.
So, just as a heads up, everybody who's commenting, I'm putting your name on a wheel that's going to randomly pick your name.
There you go. There, yeah. I like that. Okay. And let's see here. Everyone really appreciate it. I don't like episode 4. I think episode 4 is like the weakest of the series. To be honest, that's one of my. I'd watch the Jack Black Lizzo episode over episode 4 of season 1. That's just me.
Which one was 4? That was
That's the one where they go to that place and he he flirts with that handmaiden lady or whatever.
Place. That's I know what you're talking about. That was the one with the ATST though, coming out of the woods with the
hiding
in the water under the baskets. That was cool. That was a Bryce Dallas Howard.
It's not bad. It's just not. It's just. The
Gunslinger was
all right. Listen, season 1's still good. Like I'd watch I'd watch the Gunslinger over that. Sorry, just would. All right, season 2. Everyone, 2 favorite episodes. I already know what one of them's gonna be. Yada yada yada. But go ahead, Brian. Tell me your 2 favorite episodes.
I'm gonna say first and last on that one definitively. The first episode was really cool. That was the Crate Dragon. That was the cliffhanger at the end where we saw Boba Fett pop back up, and then the finale is just that's duh. That's I don't even need to talk about it. That's duh. Luke Skywalker taking down Dark Troopers. Duh. Like that's all. That's it. Cut dry in the can. That's it.
You know, this one's season 2 is the GOAT. And I really don't. It really is hard to go wrong either way because there's so many great episodes. Listen. It's obviously the rescue, but probably the one that I have to. It's really hard for me to say no to. I want to go to the obvious one, which is I'm trying to bring it up here. Sorry, everyone. Where did I find it? Oh, here it is. Sorry. I want to go to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Because it's a phenomenal episode and it looks phenomenal. The atmosphere, it's a great episode, but my heart tells me it's the second to last episode with Bill Burr. That one is so good. I forgot what it was called.
Is that the one where they go break him out? Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
that one is
the one. Is that the one where Mando shoots the guy, or not? Where Mayfield shoots the guy across from him, and he's that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm gonna say it's a toss up between that and the Jedi. I think Jedi is a phenomenal episode. It looks great. But the Believer, thank you, Believer. The Believer is so good though. It is again, my boy Rick Famuyiwa. It is so structurally great. Like it's perfect in my opinion. It's just great. It's a great episode. It's a flip coin for me for those, the Jedi and the Believer. They're both great. If it landed on one, I'd be like, okay, I'm good with that. So, definitely. Yeah, season 2, guys. Season 2 is the GOAT. It's the greatest of all time.
It is.
It just is. I'll argue that with anyone. People who want to drag the Mandalorian and be like, Mandalorian's overrated. It's like, no, dude, Mandalorian's the GOAT. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, it's hard to pick just 2 on it, but you have to. So I'm gonna say, if gun to my head, I'm probably right now. I say the Believer and the Rescue, but the Jedi, it's right there. It's like right there. Okay.
Remember the Scout Trooper punching Baby Yoda in season 1? Remember how hated he was? He was like the Umbridge of Star Wars for you Harry Potter fans out there. People wanted his head on a pike.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Favorite episodes of season 3, Brian, hit it on me.
Probably the finale and then the credits rolling of the finale. I
can't take you seriously, man.
The last two episodes.
They're very good.
Say the last 2, yeah.
People in the chat, again, hit me up. Give me your favorite 2 episodes of season 3. I'm gonna say easily Minds of Mandalore and probably that second to last episode, The Spies. Those episodes are fantastic. I think mine. And we're gonna go even deeper, people. Okay, we're gonna go really. The Pirate's so good. Pirate is so good. See, that's why I can't hate on season 3. Every time I'm like, I don't like obviously the Coruscant episode, but as much. But the Pirates, it's so good. We're gonna break down every episode even further a little bit before we head out. But yeah, for me, it's definitely The Spies and Minds of Mandalore. Minds of Mandalore is maybe one of the greatest of this whole series. So yeah, season 3, people. I don't blame people for saying the last 2 episodes. They're really good. But to me, that's why I think it was a mistake to release them as separate episodes. People in the chat, was it worth it? Should they combine both those
really
episodes?
Short. Yeah, that finale was short. It needed.
Yeah,
they needed to be released together. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think I know they want to do script week by week television, but get that crap out of here. Just give me the freaking just one long good chunk episode, guys. That's what I like. I like longer episodes. Give me an hour. Give me an hour and 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a movie. It's give me an hour and 10 minutes, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, that's what that's what I prefer. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So again, people keep hitting me up with your favorite episodes of season 3, and we're gonna go even deeper. I want you to give me top 3 episodes of the entire series now.
That's easy.
We'll hit it then.
That's easy. The best is obviously the Luke Skywalker episode, The Rescue. That is that The Rescue?
Okay.
That's The Rescue.
Yeah,
That's Rescue. That is, yes, that's top freaking notch. Are we talking about the 2 episodes that were like
no?
Why not?
No.
Oh, you're no fun.
No.
So we're gonna because those would have been the next 2. Let's do the finale for 2. We'll do the Crate Dragon episode, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a lot of fun. And let's do Gunslinger, because I really liked the episode Gunslinger.
Which one's
Gunslinger? Fifth episode of season 1. He goes to Mos Eisley and they go track down.
You love that episode? The third of the whole series? Are you serious?
Yep, I love the Gunslinger. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, really. I really do love it. It was cool seeing Ahsoka, and everything, but it's just, at the time, when seeing Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka for the first time was a little jarring, because all I could see was Rosario.
That's a Jedi.
So what? Yeah, right, but that's why it's not on my top 3. It was just a little hard for me to see Ahsoka. When she popped up in Book of Boba Fett, she got it down. Like, she's got the Ahsoka down now, but at the time, I don't think she had it down. And so, yeah, I really like that Gunslinger episode. That was where they got the tease of Boba Fett coming back, when he finds Fennec Shand. I really, really enjoyed that episode a lot.
People in the chat, I want you to tell me the ranking of the Gunslinger right now out of 10. I want you to tell me,
guys.
Listen, y'all. I want y'all to tell me, is a Gunslinger out of 10? It can be a 2.5, it can be a 3.7, 8, whatever point decimal system you want to do. I want you to tell me.
That's the one where he's trying to talk to the Tusken Raiders or he's watching the Tusken Raiders and they just turn around and there's 2 of them standing right there. That was great.
Yes.
I laughed.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Are you Johnny? I do not take you seriously. Shut up. Johnny, you're going to tell me that Rise of Skywalker is this terrible movie, but you're going to give the Gunslinger a 7 out of 10? Get out of here. Get it. Go home. Go home, sir. Come on.
Man.
Oh God. What? What? Andrew, what is going on here?
I love you guys. They're trying to get a book, man. These guys are trying to get a book. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they're sucking up, man. They're like, how's that wheel doing now?
I'm in charge of the wheel, so yeah, they're like,
how's that wheel going on the 8? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, I love it.
Gunslinger was okay. Listen, I don't think it was terrible.
Yeah,
it's not great by any stretch. In fact, I would say the Gunslinger is. I think the Lizzo episode and the Coruscant episode in season 3 are 1,000 times better than the Gunslinger.
No.
Yeah. See.
It's okay to
Mr.
be wrong.
Wilson here.
I mean, it's okay. It's not in the day and age. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay.
All right. I honestly, in all seriousness, I'd give the Gunslinger a 6.3.
That's good enough. That's better than I thought you were going to get.
That's fair. I mean, listen, but here's the thing. I'd give the Coruscant episode a 6.7.
Okay.
So, I mean, so I mean, whatever.
I like the Coruscant episode too.
It has its moments. So, I was frozen here.
Oh, man. Oh, God. These guys are awesome. I love all
Johnny is like Johnny.
Awesome.
Yeah, Johnny's bringing it today, man. I love how he's all over the place. Johnny, so cool. He's trying hard. He's trying hard.
We have 2 of these books to give away, right?
I know we do. You said you have the.
I'm not picking. I got the wheel. The wheel's gonna pick it.
The wheel's gonna pick us.
It's the wheel. Man. Suck up to the wheel, guys.
will say this. I hope the wheel picks well.
Oh boy.
All right. Here. Okay, everyone. Top 3 episodes of the series. Hit me up. We're only got a few minutes left. I'm gonna tell you mine. The Rescue. All right. Okay. So after that, I'll probably say this is tougher than I thought, man. I'm gonna lie. Probably. I wouldn't put any season 1 in there. I'd probably go at that point. I'd probably put the Mines of Mandalore, maybe my second favorite episode.
Man,
dude, that thing is Star Wars to its core, baby. I love that episode. And then after that, I'd probably say, listen, like all things, it's fluid. Like for not all things, but most things, it's fluid. It can change. I would say Mines of Mandalore, and then probably my third episode would be probably The Believer or the Jedi, one of the two. Flip a coin. But yeah, I would say Believer is so good. It's such an emotional, charging thing, and there's so many Star Warsy things in there that they jam into one episode. Because if you go back to again a little side tangent on The Believer,
the Tragedy was a good episode too.
It is great, but that's the
one.
thing though.
That was the death of the Razor Crest.
Well, actually, The Tragedy is not. I would say that's one of the more overrated episodes.
Take that back,
dude. Robert Rodriguez
taking down stormtroopers with the gaffy stick.
Weird. It looks weird. It looks weird.
So did Jack Black and Lizzo.
Well, no. How it's shot. Yeah. Hold on. How it was shot, how it was executed was weird. Mm-hmm. And it was proven right. I've said that from the beginning. You can go back to the Saga Continues and you can hear me say, like, I like the episode. It just feels weird at times, the way it was directed. And then everyone's like, oh, I love this episode. And then Robert Rodriguez gets his hands all over Book of Boba Fett. Everyone's like, it's just directed weird. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I was justified, Brian. Justified.
Oh,
this is fun. I missed it, but I missed this. This is fun. This is a lot of fun.
Did you really?
I really did.
I'm gonna make sure that within the next year you've got at least like 6 or 7 gray hairs on your head that you don't already.
Bro,
have.
I got too many. I already got the gray hairs coming in, homie. You don't have to work on that.
Some of them are gonna have my name on it. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Listen, and then you don't know me that well yet, sir. And we will over time, but you'll know, and people who know me will tell you, I thrive over being a contrarian and debating and arguing. I thrive.
Man, real quick, I just want to say, if we have any lurkers that are just watching and not commenting, this is a really cool book, man. Just saying.
Cool. And obviously, we're gonna be having more.
There's a whole 2-page layout on Star Destroyers, dude. This is so sick.
That's
Evolution
cool.
of the Star Destroyer. Oh my god. This is my copy. This isn't one of the copies you're gonna get. This is my copy. I just happen to have it sitting here. But this is so cool. Man, you guys want this book. I'm just saying. Just saying.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Toro is the GOAT. Exactly. Johnny G, man. Let's hope the wheel's kind to him today. Anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. So I talked to our head honcho. I think we're supposed to give the winners the email address. I think is that we're gonna do it.
His email address? Yeah, I think it's his email address.
Yeah. So how are we gonna do that? Are we gonna tell them individually? I'm gonna post it on here, obviously.
I don't know. Oh boy.
Actually, let's do this. Why don't we do this? Why don't we whoever we pick to win, why don't we get their email? Why don't we get their email addresses and we'll put it in our private chat with our head honcho, and that way he can email them the information.
How are we going to get them without them giving their email address to God's green earth?
Just give them. They can put it on here. No one's gonna care. I mean, unless they care. I don't know. I mean, if they care that much, we'll figure this out.
I'm trying to work with you guys. I'm trying.
I don't know what to do either. This is the first time I ever gave some away. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So anyway, all right, Brian. Without further ado, let's pick some winners. All right,
picking a winner.
What's the first winner's name?
All right, here we go. I don't even know if you guys might be able to even hear it spin. Can you hear that?
I can't hear anything.
The winner. You can see the wheel in my backdrop a little bit. Let's see here. MB Wilson.
Wow, Mr. You know,
MB
and that's
Wilson.
Wilson's a G because he's been here since the beginning. So that's
okay.
Good. All right. Here we go, people. And listen, I'm literally, I have not talked to Brian. I'm not doing anything.
I'm doing spinning the wheel. If you guys don't believe me, there's a little wheel right. I'm pointing at my screen. You guys can't see that. There's a little wheel like there. So this is a reflection. So,
Mr. Wilson, if you want,
you better hope it doesn't land on green. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna be mad if it lands on green.
Oh no. Where'd it go?
Tyler.
Cool. Tyler, you know what? Tyler
got it.
Tyler got it. Okay, so we got Mr. Wilson and Tyler. You guys are the winners of the Star Wars Timeline books. I guess we're gonna go ahead and, if you guys are comfortable, you can throw your email addresses in here. If you aren't comfortable, then we'll connect with us somehow. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this exactly. So let's see here.
Better figure it out.
Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. How about this? If you aren't comfortable with giving your guys' email addresses, hit me up on Twitter or DM one of us on, probably me. You're not on Twitter, Brian, so I am. Hit me up on Twitter, DM me, and then I'll
there you go. That's a good idea.
There you go, Johnny. There you go. Very good. If you aren't comfortable with give me your email addresses, DM me, Herman22 with 2 N's, aka P Thug. If you're cool with it, just hit it in the live chat, and then we'll have our head honcho give you an email. Brian, why don't you explain people where they can find you on social media where you don't go on, and your other projects?
Oh yeah, I don't get on Twitter for anything. I don't think I've been on Twitter in a month and a half. I don't do Twitter for some reason.
You are busy. You are busy.
I am a very busy person. You guys can find me at the Star Wars Canon podcast. We just recorded an episode tonight before we just did this live stream. We were trying to go live, but for some reason couldn't get YouTube to cooperate with us, so we just recorded the episode. I've got it uploaded. I'm probably going to release it tomorrow. But my co-host Yusuf Wali from across the pond in Cairo, Egypt, joined me. We talked a lot about Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. He blew the dust off of his villain bracket, where you guys get to vote in a poll of which character is cooler. Not who would win in a fight, but who is cooler. And then we answered a few mailbag questions. It was a lot of fun. We went almost 2 hours, so it was a pretty good episode. So head over and check that out. But you guys can find us there on the Star Wars Canon podcast.
Well, that's so lovely. And I wish you were on Twitter more, because we could argue even further besides on here for everybody else.
I'll get on Twitter. I'm busy though.
You're busy. I get it.
I know.
I get it. You know, and
I have other things that kind of take priority over arguing with people who are wrong.
Wow. Listen, I want to give Andrew a huge props. He's been super supportive of my recent projects and of obviously the show. So Andrew, I really appreciate your kind words and support. Like, I really do. It means a lot to me, to Brian, when you're on his shows. It really is awesome, man. Seriously. And super appreciate you. Oh, see, the words out of my mouth here. And by the way, Johnny, you've been killing it too, man. Like, honestly, like, you're awesome. Really appreciate you've been a lot of fun. Everyone's been fun today. Everyone's been great. And it's
Star Wars Day, man. We all got to come together, and talk some Star Wars.
But Brian, this is no different than any other Thursday we've been on.
No, I know. Oh man, this is an idea. This is an idea. That's an idea. That's an idea.
Oh god. Sell tickets.
That's an idea.
We sell like 2 tickets. Oh yeah. Listen, I don't think people care that much about my opinion of Rise of Skywalker, to be quite honest.
Cage match. Let's do
this. Match. I like that. That's good. All right. It's not a bad idea, but if we can do it for charity, I would do it. But like I said, no one's gonna give a crap about my opinion. They're gonna it'll be everyone. It's that gif of Jon Snow taking the sword out with everyone coming out. That'd be me, basically. Listen, I love Tross. I'll do it. I'll be Jon Snow in that moment. I don't care. I'll take all you mother effers on. I don't care. But I know reality. I know the reality. So anyway, I really appreciate everyone who's come on. Really do. It's been awesome. And you can find me on Twitter at Herman22 with 2 N's, aka P Thug. Please, please, please go follow my my YouTube channel, The Comic Binge. Go subscribe to it, like some videos. Mr. Wilson, I appreciate that.
That's great.
But if you can go on and subscribe to the Comic Binge, I really appreciate it. We're so close to 1,000 subs, so dang close. And I've been, really appreciative. A lot of people like Andrew have come on the show recently, or come on and supported the show, and have been like staples now on my live streams. Been super rad. And this last week we just did a review of I think the original incarnation of the Guardians of the Galaxy, what you all know, love from the MCU. Their first real gathering in the Marvel comics,
it was way different.
Yeah, and well, that's a whole different story. But this incarnation first appeared in the Star Wars Annihilation Conquest miniseries, which we review for the Comic Binge last week, which you can check out. A lot of fun. We kind of go deep on this stuff, and then next Tuesday we're going to be doing a review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So lots of fun stuff for comic books. If you love Guardians and you're kind of like wanting to get more into comic books, listen, the Comic Binge, we're going to be your place to go for that, because I'm going to be giving you stuff to read for days. And this comic book series, Annihilation Conquest Star-Lord, it's only 4 issues, but this is where I think the true incarnation of Guardians shows up, is in that series. So please, 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 please go check out my subscribe to my channel, The Comic Binge. And also, before I head out, also my other podcast, Star Wars, The Saga Continues, where I hang out with my good buddies, Tim and Kyle, and we talk about, they go deep in Star Wars. Because I do this show, I moonlight on the show, I say. I haven't been on as much recently because they've been doing it every week for Mando. But starting next week, I'll be back on. We'll be doing a review of Star Wars Visions. So I'm ready to come out. I'm going to cry. Kraken about to lose. They're down 4-1. I'm sad. I'm very sad. So anyway, Brian, any last words?
No, nothing. See, you got me all tongue tied because you got me on the spot there for a second. Hey, congrats to those that got the book.
Yes,
really, really happy for you guys. That's really cool. You guys are really going to enjoy that book. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
With it, so I just want to say congrats.
Yeah, and please go again. You guys hit me up on Twitter at Herman22 with 2 N's, aka P Thug. Look me up on there. Hit me a DM. I will give you the email address to hit up our head honcho to get your guys' winnings. Again, congratulations to you all. Go subscribe to the channel and again, you guys will be back next week, right, with Tyler and
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll be on for sure. Yeah, I'm good. Weekly, so
I can't go every week, but I've been blessed to come on every other week with Brian, and I do look forward to these. These are a ton of fun. So I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll have something to talk about.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. All right. Why don't you take us out here, Brian?
All right. Hey, until next week, guys, may the force be with you. Thanks for joining.